Alright, what is up, guys? Going to do a little overview of these new Kenda TrackMaster 2s. It's the first time I've ever run these on any bike, and they're very aggressive. They are a 90-10. They're basically just a straight legal, come on dude, they're basically just a straight legal motocross slash dirt bike tire. I don't know if I'd call it a motocross tire. Probably not too dissimilar from a motocross paddle tire, and I'm not talking about a paddle tire you run in the desert in the sand or sand dunes. I'm talking about motocross has a paddle tire for muddy conditions. So anyway, it's probably not too dissimilar from that, at least in the tread pattern. I don't know about the depth, and I really didn't expect much from this tire on the pavement. This bike had some Qingxian Chinese knobby DOTs on it that were probably also a 90-10 type tire. And to be honest, the rear was fine, but the front was absolutely horrible on the pavement. It was also really badly cupped, even by the time I had purchased the bike, and they were only like half wore. So on the pavement, I thought these tires would be a lot less smooth. The pictures of them kind of show the tread being pretty far apart, and I just thought it was going to be rougher. I did take the time though to balance these before I put them on, so you know, your mileage may vary. I know a lot of people with a tire that's knobby wouldn't bother to balance it, especially on a bike that's only capable of around 70 miles an hour. And we're about to shoot off here on a dirt road and see how they feel. But on pavement, the front is a little slow to turn in. It just feels a little sluggish. However, that being said, I also don't have them scrubbed in on the pavement yet. They literally have like 5 miles on them. So on this dirt slash gravel road, very good traction. These have better lateral grip than the Qingxians that were on here, which I'm not going to say surprises me, but I just wasn't expecting this much lateral grip, which I'm also just riding in a straight line, kind of weaving back and forth. See how they feel in this turn up here. But looking at the knob pattern, I wasn't expecting a great lateral grip out of them. No, it's pretty good lateral grip. The front doesn't want to push at all, and I'll get a decent picture of the tread pattern popped up on the screen for you guys here. So yeah, the way they've kind of got a paddle style tread pattern, but there is one set of knobs. I think it's one set. I might want to stop and look before I say that, but I know there's at least one set of knobs that are offset, and that I feel like probably helps a lot with the lateral traction. I can kind of get the back end to step out. That's what I was trying to do there. But with 17 horsepower on the XT225, the back didn't really want to step out at all, spin and step out. So obviously it's a brand new tire. You kind of expect it to have good traction. But usually you can get the back to step out even if you are dealing with just 17 horsepower. But it really didn't want to step out at all. So pretty good lateral traction out of the back tire as well. Same tread pattern from what I can tell from the front, not seriously different in any way. Another good selling point for these tires, I'm not a Kenda fan by all means at all. Yeah, you just cannot slide the rear out, not at slower speeds with 17 horsepower anyway. So I'm not a Kenda fanboy at all. I can't remember the model names of the Kendas I've tried in the past, but I've tried pretty much the Kenda copy, or I don't know which came first, Kenda or Shinko. But Kenda has a tire that is very similar. It may be like a K271 or 241. I'm not sure. It looks like the Shinko Golden Boy. And again, don't know who made that tread pattern first, but I've ran the Shinkos, never had any problem. But the Kenda was like delaminating and knobs were ripping off on a KLR 650. And then also the Kenda tire, again, don't know the model name, it looks identical to a Shinko 705, like a real 80-20, 80% on-road, 20% off-road tire, and a giant big block tire that is road biased. And it was also delaminating and just looking like knobs were ripping off of it. Again, about halfway through the tread life. So I vowed I would never ever try a Kenda again, but I was able to get this set through Rocky Mountain for I think like $105. They were on sale, and I had a bunch of Rocky Mountain cash from doing Fantasy SX, so I was like, I'll try these Kendas. They're a cheap set of tires for a cheap bike, and I wanted to stick with something that was pretty aggressive and off-road worthy, and I'm pretty happy with them. I'll have to get them up to West Point and actually ride them on trails, see how they do truly off-road. But yeah, for just dirt roads and pavement riding, for a 90-10 tire, for $100, I don't think you could beat them. So that's my little first impressions review. I did do some research, and there's some guys on the XT225 forum that use these, and they were saying they were getting around 2,000 miles out of the rear, around 3,000 out of the front. So if you're willing to stretch the front, you might be able to get it to where you're doing the front every other rear. I couldn't really find somebody with pictures to see exactly how they looked when they were changing out that front at 3,000 miles. But you know, again, for $105 for a pair, pretty happy with them. Hopefully with 17 horsepower they'll stay intact and not delaminate. We'll just have to wait and see, and may do a more long depth or long-term review when I end up having to replace the rear, see just exactly how much mileage we get out of it, and also how it continues to handle on road once it's scrubbed in and then has a lot more mileage on it. So anyway, enough rambling, and that's my thoughts and opinions on them, and then we'll see if we can't give it the beans on the way back here to you guys. Great on the brakes. Which again, kind of to be expected. They're good under acceleration. They should be pretty good under braking as well.